The 200 millisecond tax. Arbitrum is now charging for time itself by placing every standard transaction into a mandatory 200 millisecond waiting room. This delay is not a network glitch, but a deliberate structural choice called Timeboost, which recently moved from a pilot phase into a core economic engine for the protocol. By creating a slight lag for the general population, the network has opened an express lane for those willing to pay the DAO for a fraction of a second head start. This mechanism effectively ends the era of first-come, first-served sequencing and replaces it with a market for literal arrival time. Killing the latency race. Before Timeboost, the Arbitrum sequencer was a playground for high-frequency bots competing in a physical latency war, where being a few feet closer to a data center meant millions in extractable value. This led to massive network spam as searchers flooded the sequencer with thousands of transactions just to ensure they were first. Timeboost attempts to solve this engineering problem by moving the competition from the hardware layer to the capital layer. Instead of buying faster routers, bots now participate in a sealed bid second price auction to win the right to use the express lane. The result is a cleaner mempool, but it introduces a new hierarchy where speed is a purchased commodity rather than a technical feat. The DAO as a professional extractor. The economics of this auction are remarkably cold. Current governance votes have finalized a system where 97% of these priority fees flow directly into the Arbitrum DAO treasury, with the remaining 3% funding a developer guild. In the first half of 2026, this has transformed the sequencer from a neutral traffic cop into a significant revenue center that has already captured millions in fees that previously leaked to private bot operators. However, this design raises a critical trade-off. By enshrining an express lane, the protocol is essentially taxing the arbitrage that keeps its markets efficient. Critics argue this might centralize market-making power in the hands of the few entities deep enough to win these auctions daily. The industrialization of MEV. Arbitrum's shift to Timeboost signifies the end of the romantic notion that blockchains can be perfectly neutral or fair through simple time ordering. By formalizing the express lane and automating the fee split between the treasury and the developer guild, the protocol has successfully industrialized maximum extractable value. This transformation moves the network away from the chaotic spam of the first-come, first-served era and toward a predictable institutional model of priority access. For the end user, the 200 millisecond delay is mostly invisible, but for the protocol, it represents a pivot toward long-term economic sustainability. The real test for this experiment will be whether this revenue can actually fund enough development to offset the increased cost of trading on the network. Watch the upcoming automation of the fee splitter as the final step in turning this experimental auction into a permanent fixture of the Arbitrum stack. Subscribe for more.